Hey, it's Sunday, folks. Good morning. Happy Sunday, and got a lot to talk about today, so we'll see how it goes. First thing I want to address is get it cleared out of the way because on my video for Etron Foulé Leblanc, there are comments, and I've left them from someone. You can go read them, where that person spoke to me in a way that was disrespectful. You can see it. It's like, I will remain diplomatic, and I'll just say this to the person who attempted to correct me, saying that Etron Foulé Leblanc is not Prague. Etron Foulé Leblanc is definitely Prague. Please do your homework before you come talk to me. Check out the rock in opposition category of Prague. Etron Foulé Leblanc is definitely Prague. You know what I'm saying? And I know all about Fred Frith and Material and Bill Laswell. The record that I played by Etron was produced by Fred Frith. But the main thing was the way that you spoke to me in your comments. I don't know you. I've never seen your face. And so I will not accept you talking to me like you're a friend of mine and you can just come and just talk to me like that. I don't know who let me say it like a human being. I don't know who the fuck you are. Show your face. Get some balls like me and put your face and your whole life on the line like this before you come trying to talk to me like that. I can accept if, for example, I'll make a good comment and then I'll move on, folks, because I want y'all to understand I am a decent guy. If, for example, Nathan Morales came at me like that, or Anders in Stockholm came at me like that, or Prague Jazzman, John Coltrane 68, Paniques, people who I have an established relationship with and I know who you are. If one of you guys came at me like, Higgins, you don't know what you're talking about, we can deal. But a stranger, an anonymous, faceless stranger, fuck no, okay? Yeah, that shit pisses me the fuck off. You're gonna tell me I'm in my house showing you my records? You think you're gonna tell me what I can say about my records? Hell no. And I'm being respectful. I'm saying the way you spoke to me was disrespectful. Get to know me. Show me who you are. Then we can get friendly and familiar. That's how it is. Period. For example, my friend Gary Foster, who lost his dad 2 days ago, I spent the evening visiting with Gary. Gary Foster played drums in the Dereck Higgins band. Gary Foster plays drums on one track on this album. The only other musician so far to appear on any of my records. We visited. Gary's a great guy, but he's like family, and so we'll get into it. You know what I'm saying? He'll say something, I'll say, oh, hell the fuck no, I don't agree with that. And then he'll do the same to me. And it's respectful because we know each other, okay? Last night we're visiting, and I just love Gary. His dad was a big jazz musician and big jazz collector. Gary inherited his dad's collection. But Gary's not having a funeral. His dad didn't want a funeral. Gary doesn't want a funeral. I'm saying, thank God we don't have to go through that, you know? I'm really glad when I come across people who aren't afraid to buck tradition. To, you know what I'm saying? If it means something to you, that's one thing. But to do it out of obligation, I hate that kind of shit. So I'm really glad that Gary doesn't feel obligated to have a funeral. Frankly, his dad outlived all of his friends, so you know, only people that would come would be Gary's friends, and Gary don't want it. Okay. While we're visiting, though, Gary I bought something and he gave me something. I wasn't expecting it, but he gave me a sealed copy of Porcupine Tree's Octane Twisted. Complete surprise. Really knocked me out. He just laid it on me. Double CD with a DVD. Played a bunch of this last night, and the band sounds great, you know. Sometimes I'll make comments about music, and then the next time I hear it, it's like I have to eat my words, and I like it when it happens. because, you know, sometimes I'll think of Porcupine Tree in my mind, and the audio image is slightly wooden. Then I'll hear them, and it's like, oh, that's much better than what I remembered. They sound great on here. Lots of fire, lots of passion. There's passion. Okay, there is. I bought two things. One I'm going to have to return, or rather trade, because this is what happens when you have a lot of records. I saw this at his house, Art Zoid, and I recognized the cover and the title, but I knew I didn't have this cover. Symphonie pour le jour où brûleront les cités. And so I said, I can't leave without this. I wasn't sure. The title looked awfully familiar, but I knew I didn't have the cover. So I had to buy it to find out. And indeed, I do have an original. So I'm going to just trade this in with Gary. This is an original on the Atem label. So I had to buy it in order to find out if I had it. And I do. Art Zoid, again, is progressive rock. Rock in opposition school, okay? Do your homework before you come stepping to me, okay? All right. The thing that I bought from Gary was a surprise. I didn't know about this record. And again, thank you folks for your responses. They're coming in. Man, this is going to be a big, lot of entries, over 40 already. But everyone is showing me records I've never seen, and I'm seeing records by artists I know, records that I haven't seen by the artist. I love it. Here's one I didn't know about. Kawaida. I'll bet you, John Coltrane 68, you have this, or you know about this. I didn't know about this. Kawaida. This is an original on Trip. It's been reissued on another label. Kumba. Tootie Heath. Played this last night. Wow, how did I not know about this? Tootie Heath. Buster Williams. Don Cherry. M. Tomei. Herbie Hancock, Jimmy Heath, and Ed Blackwell. Oh my God. I didn't know about this. Now Gary had reissues, which are actually better pressed than this original, but I like having originals when I can. So Kawaida, fantastic. Wow, I didn't know. Also with John Coltrane 68 in mind, he just did a series on ECM. I'm not going to join him. I have a bunch of ECM, and I have the majority of what he showed on vinyl. But he mentioned an album that I will show. But first, I'm going to put on some music. He showed an Harold Anderson album, but not this one. This is Shimry, bass player from Scandinavia. Let's put this on. It's overcast and supposed to be raining most of the day here in Omaha. Really like what you said about the ECM label, Chris. You're really descriptive. I like the way you describe things. But this is a beautiful ECM release, Shimmery. And I love their graphics. Yeah, I just love their graphics. But he had mentioned another ECM album that he said in his mind is probably one of the most sought after. I don't know myself. I just know that I'm glad that I have it. And I've had it for a long time. And that's Output by Wolfgang Downer. I love Wolfgang Downer's playing and his approach. He had that band Etc. with Fred Braceful. He's done a lot of dope stuff. This is a wild album. And it's an early release on ECM. This one is number 6. This is the 6th album. And they've released well over 1,000 titles. Probably a couple thousand titles by now. Fred Braceful on drums. Yeah, from Ex Magma. Bad Mother. And I've always loved this crazy-ass cover, too. Really not ECM-like, but that's how ECM started in the early days. I thought I'd also show a couple of early ECMs, because it's the early ECM that are, to me, are the most collectible and hard to find. Jan Garbrecht's Afrique Pepperbird. This is so intense. This is an original German pressing. He's got Terje Ripdahl on guitar, John Christensen and Errol Anderson. This smokes. This is awesome. This is another early one, number 7. This is number 7. A couple more. Terje Ripdahl's first solo album for ECM, not his first solo album, but his first one for ECM. This is number 16, and this is fantastic. I'm showing you the lineup. Oh man, this is so just like the cover. It sounds like the cover. Fantastic. Gorgeous music, perfect for a Sunday morning. Sart, Jan Garbrecht, Bobo Stenson, Terje Ripdahl in the rhythm section. Fantastic. This is, again, very intense. I think Anders in Stockholm, you have the other one. Triptychon, I used to have that. God, why did I sell that? That's real intense. Which one is this? Number 15. Number 15. I have hundreds of ECM albums, so the other one I wanted to show because, again, John Coltrane 68 is absolutely right. If you can find this one, you want to get this. Robin Kenyatta, Girl from Martinique. Ooh, shit. I'll needle drop this sometime, not right now. Wolfgang Downer, Errol Anderson, Fred Bracewell. This is a funky, funky ass mother. This is very unique. Wolfgang Downer on the clavinet on this album is amazing. And Kenyatta on the flute. Okay, I just want to show those right quick. I did have an opportunity to play a little bit of records yesterday. I had also pulled my Art Zoid, making sure what I had, and I'll just show right quick the other ones I have. Berlin. This is prog rock. This will open your mind to what prog rock is. Like Etron Fuleleblan opens your mind. Art Zoid. Amazing. But I was also listening to, I had been meaning to, and I will. Oh, one more. John Coltrane 68 pulled out Azimuth, and I thought to myself, I thought I had it, and one time I looked for it, couldn't find it, and I said, damn it. I went and looked again, and sure enough, there it was. I do actually lose my own records in here. You know, they get misfiled and stuff. But I played this last night. Norma Winstone's voice is wonderful on here. Azimuth, The Touching. But I also pulled a couple of records that are in the prog rock vein, mainly because I hadn't really listened to them recently. Seventh Wave, Things to Come. Kieran O'Connor and Ken Elliott. They had a band before this called, I think, Second Coming, I believe. Their record, Death May Be Your Santa Claus, is extremely collectible. I just have a download. But this band came out of that. Great cover, isn't it? This to me is on the cheesy side of prog. The music is really pretty cool. Some of it sounds like circus music. But what ruins it for me is the vocals. Sometimes I'll just think, why are they singing? You know, the vocals they sound like a joke, which means the vocals are apparently aimed at kids on this record. The music is very interesting, but the vocals are shit. So I really enjoyed listening to this. Thankfully, there's long instrumental passages on here. And they have another album called Fake. I gotta show it. I love the cover. Just take me a second to dig it up. Seventh Wave, where are you? Seventh Wave, Secret Change sensation here. We're going, here we go. Come on. There it is. Alright. Here's the other album. Sci-Fi. I love that cover. One of my favorite covers. And this album's better than the other one. Still has the goofy vocals, but musically this one is more together. There's some involvement of Hugh Banton from Van der Graaf Generator on here as well. So if you see this one, grab it. I love that cover. Another prog album that, and it reminds me to welcome back Big Star 1000. Welcome back, man. You come to mind because you gave this album to me. Sebastian Hardy, 4 Moments. Big Star 1000 gave this to me in some love a while ago, quite a while ago. And this is prog with the keyboard thing. I would compare this to kind of the Alan Parsons school. You know, I kept getting distracted because this just wasn't hitting me strong enough. So I'm going to play it again because I can tell there's going to be some good moments on here. So I had pulled that, thought I'd show that. Prog and Jazzman Dave, if you see this, please jump on the bandwagon and make some prog time videos. I love your collection. That also reminds me, I want to just say that I'm touched by the many different responses. A couple that come to mind right away is Jen from Holland, how you showed the records with the eyes on the cover. You know me, girl. Thank you. Very much honored by Nathan Morales' words. You get me, Nathan. Yeah, we are. We're very similar. Something that I recognize about people who have the capacity to be healers and holy men, such as myself, okay, it's just, I recognize it, is that we're fully human. Unlike the false, iconic people that are put up by societies to be the people to follow, we're imperfect. And that's what real holy people are like. You're not perfect. That's just bullshit. And I see a great kinship with you, Nathan. You and I are we're very different, and yet we're 2 peas in a pod, man. And I love how you describe me. You said, you know, you have some good days, you have some bad days. That simple. And you get me. You get me. You played that soundtrack with that rural blues. It's beautiful. You understand what I'm saying when I go off about the blues. You understand. You do. Thank goodness some people understand. You know, you have to go below the surface of what I'm saying and understand the hurt. Because I do love all music, including the blues. It hurts to listen to it. Other folks who I'm just now meeting and subscribing to, didn't even realize you watched. I'm finding out who's been buying my records. Wow. Awesome. Thank you so much, folks. Once again, it's like I'm thinking, boy, there's more that I got to share. Oh, this. I will officially start pre-orders for Sonospheres 2 tomorrow. I'll make the video. It'll be the video at this point. That's my plan. Is tomorrow's video will be the announcement and the direction to the page, etc. I've been able to fine-tune the postage for overseas, so it's a little less. You'll see that. Okay, you'll see. Mainly for Canada and Mexico. For Europe and elsewhere, it's about the same. But that's coming tomorrow. And I'll share this. I wrote another new piece. Well, 2 more pieces of music started yesterday. One I'm dedicating to Gary's dad, and it's not sad. It's about ascending, spirit leaving the body, and just joining the cosmos. That's what it's about. But while I was looking for material to work with, I pulled some CDs I hadn't played in a while, and I'll show them. Isle Bizarre by Diane Labrosse, Ikue Mori, and Martin Tetro. A lot of acoustic and electronic, kind of harsh pieces going on here. This was interesting. Philippe Legoff, Titakti on the Imprint Digital label. This is such a cool label when it comes to music concrete and experimental acoustic music. I don't know that I've ever seen any of these on vinyl. I would imagine they are. I played part of this and I need to come back to it. Magnus Lindberg, Aura Engine, BBC Symphony. Jimster, are you on this? James Drummond? I just noticed it's the BBC Symphony Orchestra on Deutsche Grammophon. So I listened to some of this, so I got to come back to it. I was looking for material to sample, mainly, and so I just was kind of cruising through stuff. This is awesome. Music of the Andes, in Cuyo, Ancient Sun. I didn't end up using any of what I've shown so far. Well, a little bit of the Diane Labrosse, but this was beautiful. Ancient Sun. And then I did find some stuff to use on this. Tetsu Inoue, World Receiver, on the Instinct label. This, for a while, was hot when it came to ambient and electronic in the 90s. Okay, so that's a bunch of music for you folks. I want to recap on the first thing I said. I know I was not disrespectful to the young person I was talking about who left the comments that I don't appreciate. I expressed some anger, which is justified. It's not anger in a way that's saying you're a person that I want to have a problem with. It's me expressing this irritation with what I consider just common communication that people do that's just really not very, it's not very nice. And because I'm 57 going on 58, I was taught manners. You know, I'm always respectful to other people, you know, especially strangers. Okay, so that alone pisses me off when here comes this person I don't have any idea who they are, and they're going to make a declaration to me. First off, no, that is disrespectful. And I love you. I do.